Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. Today we're going to take the mystery out of the Colt series CO2 Single Action Army pistols. Not only do we have one pistol today, but we got three, and I've got all three of the barrel lengths. But before we get started on this, got to take care of the business. If you hadn't already, please do me a huge favor and hit the little subscribe button down below. Really helps us out. And the faster we get to 10,000 subscribers, I got something special for all you guys that's going to happen. And that'll keep happening as the subscribers keep increasing. So, if you'd like to be notified every time you come out with a new video, hit that little bell right there. In addition, it's actually down there towards the bottom, but it looks just like that. Anyway, in addition to that, love your feedback. Keep the thumbs up coming. Love the comments. I try to keep up with them. And thank you all, seriously, for taking the time to leave some of those comments. I really do appreciate that. Also, don't forget, I hooked everybody up on these firearm guards. These are moisture blocks. They're 100% natural. They're perfect for a gun safe, gym bag, anything like that. They suck up moisture to keep your prized items from rusting. So these firearm guards, I'll leave the link below. If you type in the promo code Airgun, you'll get free shipping. And these are under 15 bucks, so they're a heck of a bargain. Okay, so what we have here is we've got three of the Colt Single Action Army series. We have the Ace in the Hole. I want to check that out. It's good looking. It's got like a weathered finish on it. We also have the Peacemaker, which is in a nickel finish. It's got some nice black grips on it. And like I said, these are all the pellet versions. And then I have a very special, I have the limited edition, the NRA Edition, but it has the longer barrel. Yeah, this has the 6 3/4 inch barrel. So let's talk about each of these. All right, first of all, they all work exactly the same as far as loading pellets, things like that. Okay, this one here, this is the Ace in the Hole. Take a look at this. This is a beautiful little gun. It's got the fanning hammer, which I wouldn't suggest you fan these, but it does have the fanning hammer on it. It's got pretty nice little grips with your little Ace emblem on there, which is pretty cool. And they're all the single action. And just listen to the sound of that. It's just, when that clicks back, it's just awesome. You'll see that in the Western movies or what have you, where they're cocking the gun back, and you can hear that. This has comes with 3 removable tips. I put a little orange dot, if you can see this right here. I put a little bit of borrowed the wife's nail polish, and you put a little orange mark on the back side. It makes those sights much more visible. I did it on all of them. Okay, so that's our Ace in the Hole. Let's get that guy off to the side. Then we also have, this is our nickel finish Peacemaker. This is just beautiful, the way these are set up. And again, on this one, I put the orange paint or nail polish right on the tip. It helps with the sight picture. It really does. But this is beautiful. So basically the only difference on these, obviously, is the length of the barrel. The first one, the Ace in the Hole, that had, this guy here had our 3 1/4 inch barrel. I actually measured them. And we're talking about the barrel. There's the barrel shroud, which looks like the barrel on the outside, but the actual rifled barrel on the inside, 3 1/4 inches. All right. And this one here, this one right here actually has a 5-inch barrel. Then we have our beautiful NRA model. Take a look at this. This is gorgeous. It has that weathered finish, and then even has a scripture on the back. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Kind of neat. National Rifle Association, kind of limited edition. Has their little seal right there. But it's a neat gun. All right, let me talk a little bit about the performance on these. Okay, we'll go in reverse order this time. So the one with the longest barrel, the 6 3/4 inch barrel. Okay, they're claiming that this one will shoot 380 feet per second. Okay, that's what they're alleging, 380 feet per second. The gun weighs about 2 pounds, and again, this has a 6 3/4 inch barrel. And they've sold this under a different name other than the NRA model. These are all put out by Umarex. Umarex puts all these guns out. Okay, these are all Umarex models. Our Peacemaker here, this is the one, our Nickle Finish. This one is advertised also at 380 feet per second, and this one actually has a 5-inch barrel, and this one comes in the obviously the Nickle Finish. And then the shortest of the group, get that stand there, the shortest of the group is our little ace in the hole. This one has a 3¼ inch barrel, and they advertise this one at 360 feet per second. So we're going to test the physics out on these, because as you know, what's advertised and what's in real life is a couple different things. But let me show you real quick a couple things. They really thought a lot on these. Okay, all these guns, they all work the same way. The bottom handle comes off just like this. You drop your CO2 in here, which is pretty self-explanatory. It just sets in there. And then it comes with this little wrench. See, it's got a little wrench built right into the bottom of this. And then just goes right in the nut, and this is what you tighten up your CO2 with. So it's all right there. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have a wrench available. Okay, the other thing I want to tell you is about, okay, loading these. Okay, the traditional way you can load these is, okay, if you see the gun is all the way, the hammer's all the way forward. If you do one click, right, now the cylinder can rotate. And what you would do is you can just, these shells will come right out. This does have a push rod to remove the shells. In a real firearm, those are designed to push the casings out, because when you fire them, the casings actually swell up. This is a different situation. So you could go through and unload these just like this. Okay, so you empty them all out like that. Then you can take your pellets and take each shell and put a pellet in, just like that. Put a pellet in the next one. And then you can take each one and reload it into the gun, just like this. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a trick. I don't know if anyone has showed you this trick. So, the other way you can go to load these things, right, is you can attempt to try to take your pellet, and see that opening right there? You're going to try to take your pellet and get it lined up in that shell and try to get it in there. I'm pretty good at it. I can do that with that finger, just like this, right? But sometimes you'll stumble around and the pellet will fall out, and you're like, what am I going to do? That's what's really cool about this push rod right here. See this push rod? So what you want to do is you line these shells up. As I said, this is on that second setting, so you can rotate the cylinder and get to these. Well, what you want to do is you take our little push rod, which you have right here, and you can actually push this, line the shell up, and you can push the shell back about halfway. Let me show you on this side here. So you get the push rod and you push your shell about halfway. Wow, now look how you can load this thing. Look, it's right there, boom. So you don't even have to take it out of the gun. So then you go to the next one. Same thing. Take your pellet, load it in the next one. Rotate, do it again. Bring the shell all the way. See how the shell's right here, so you can get your finger right on the back of it? Boom, same thing. So there's really no reason, see, here we'll do it again. There's no reason for you to actually have to remove these shells completely out of the gun. See, just like that. Boom. But anyway, that's the fastest way you can load those. And remember, this setting, the cylinder's not going to move, but you click it back one, then it rotates. That's where you want it to go. And then you can obviously decock this by holding the hammer down. So all of them will load that way. Every one of these guns will load that way, but it's kind of a little trick where you don't have to pull the shells out. Sometimes it might be fun to pull the shells out. Oh, another thing I want to remind you guys of, all these shells, they're interchangeable. And remember, the silver ones here are the pellet ones. These are the pellet ones. And these will also fit in the cowboy rifle. And I did a review on that last year, the cowboy rifle. These are interchangeable. So if you get extra shells for here, they'll work in the rifle and they'll work in any one of these pistols, which is fantastic. All right, I think we got about this whole thing covered. So anyway, like I said, the main differences on these, lengths of barrels and the finishes. But we're going to take them out and we're going to compare each one, because that's what I do for you guys. I don't give you just one pistol, I'm going to give you the whole group of them. So let's see how well they perform, so stay tuned for the next segment. Okay, let's test the velocity on all three of these guns. We're going to start with our ace in the hole. This is the one with the shortest barrel. This is about a 3 1/4 inch barrel. It looks like about a 4 inch on the outside, but the actual barrel is recessed. So we're going to shoot 5 shots over the crony. We'll see what type of average we got. We'll move on to the next gun, and then finally we'll finish up with our NRA model. All right, so shot number 1. All right, 388. Shot number 2. 398. Whoa. Shot number 3. 367. Shot number 4. 390. And last but not least, shot number 5, 386. Whoa, that was a nice average. Today's perfect weather for CO2, by the way. It's 78, almost 80 degrees, right in that neighborhood. So we're going to get the ultimate performance out of these. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, now we're going to test our Peacemaker. I'm shooting the same pellets. If I didn't cover that in the first half, I might have. But the 6.9 grain RWS hollow points. They're 6.9 grain lead pellet. They're one of the more accurate pellets in this gun. So I figured let's test one of the more accurate pellets. All right, shot number 1. 388. Shot number 2. 399. Shot number 3. 393. Shot number 4. 391. And shot number 5. 370. As you can see, the velocity was a little bit higher on this one. A little bit longer barrel helps out with that velocity a little bit. But let's see if our theory holds when we go on to the next. Let's see how our Colt NRA model does. Now we have a 6 3/4 inch barrel on this one. Let's see what type of velocity we get out of it. Shooting the same 6.9 grain RWS super hollow points. Okay, shot number 1. 432. Shot number 2. 431. Shot number 3. 418. Shot number 4. 405. And one more. Can we keep it over 400 feet per second? I don't know. I'm going to bet not, but let's see. One more shot. Oh, right at 400. Can you believe that? Okay, so you see the longer barrel does make a difference on these guns. If you saw, the feet per second actually increased with each gun that we use with the longer barrel. So, pretty interesting. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We're going to do our accuracy test here with our Colts, and I'm going to do it with each one of them. I'm going to shoot 6 shots out of each. I'm going to point just to point of center there. I'm going to aim dead center, and we'll just see where they group. And we'll start with a shorter barrel, and we'll work our way up all the way to our NRA model. We're our usual 32 feet back, about 10 meters. Go ahead, take a look real quick back here. And so we're going to just go through each. I want to thank Splatterburst for providing the targets. I'll leave a link below for you in case you want to get some of those. They make a big difference as far as being able to see where you hit the thing, that's for sure, from a distance. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with our ace in the hole. And like I said, I'm just going to shoot 6 shots. We're shooting the RWS Super Hollow Points. They're 6.9 grain. And I'm just going to aim same spot every time. And let's just see where we hit. And one more. Wow, that was a heck of a group, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's move to the Colt Peacemaker and see how well we do with that one. Okay, now our Peacemaker. See how well it does. Same spot, I'm just going to aim dead center. And one more. Well, that was a heck of a group as well. Not too shabby. Last but not least, let's move on to our NRA model. Okay, same thing, 6 shots. Now with our NRA model. Gonna aim point of center. We're just looking for grouping. And number 5 and 6. Wow, that's a heck of a group. It really is if you think about it. And you got to remember, anytime you're shooting these Colts, they're not the greatest sight pictures. In fact, that's why I showed you earlier. I put a little bit of red nail polish on the front of these sights to help out. All right, so you see that group. Pretty remarkable. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our pull weight on our Colt Single Action Army here, a little Peacemaker. All the triggers are roughly about the same, so I'm just going to test one here for you. So let's see what type of pull weight we got. We got our trusty Lyman trigger gauge here. Let's see what it gives us. All right. 1 pound, 9.6 ounces. That's 1 pound, 9.6 ounces. Yeah, these have just tremendous little triggers on them. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, my favorite part. I'm going to do a little plinking here. I've got some hardware. Let's just see how we do. We'll start from the right, work our way to the left. Oh, I think it's time to switch. Oh yeah. Oh, let's switch again. Gotta mix this stuff up. Oh yeah, and not too shabby if I do say so myself. These are a lot of fun. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion. How'd we do here? Not bad at all. Let's talk about the negatives on these guns. I really don't have a lot of them, but one of the negatives initially was there was that obnoxious writing on here, and I had to remove it. On this, the nickel one, it's much more subtle. It's actually, you probably can't even see it. It's along here on the side of the barrel, but you can't really see it. It's pretty invisible. That I don't mind at all. And then, fortunately, the NRA model that I have, this one here, this did not have any of the warning labels in the obvious spots. One thing I didn't cover on here I want to show you, there actually is a safety on this gun. If you look at the bottom of the gun, there's a little safety. You can flip that on just like that, and it makes the gun inoperable. You can't pull the hammer back, nothing. So for storage, what have you, that's pretty cool. So on the very bottom is a little safety. You can see it right there. The red means it's good to go. In addition, the other thing I didn't really talk about is all these guns weigh around 2 pounds. Obviously, the only difference in weight is the length of the barrel, so they're all really close to 2 pounds. So let's talk about the positives. Well, let's talk about our little ace in the hole here. How did it do? Well, I'd say it did really well. Remember, this thing was advertised, what was it, 340 feet per second? 340 feet per second. I stand to be correct. I think I said 360 in the beginning. But this is advertised at 340 feet per second. We actually got 386 feet per second with our 6.9 grain pellet. So that was pretty impressive. So it exceeded the expectations, and that's with a lead pellet. A lot of times when they measure that stuff out, it's usually with like an alloy or a real light pellet. Okay, how did our 5-inch barrel do with our Peacemaker? This one did really good. This one was advertised at 380 feet per second, and we actually got 388 feet per second on an average. That was on a 5-shot spring. So it well exceeded the expectations as far as what they claimed on that, and that was the 5-inch barrel. Now, physics would make sense that the longer barrel, you're going to get a little bit more velocity out of each model, and I think we kind of proved that point, because this model right here, with our little, our 6-inch barrel, or our 6 3/4 inch barrel rather, this one here, we actually averaged 417 feet per second. not too shabby. And then let's talk about the accuracy on these. Wow, what a surprise. I mean, this one we shot under 3/4 of an inch with our longer barrel, and all of them were between the 3/4 of an inch and roughly an inch. So not too shabby. And again, I put the little nail polish on the front of this one as well. And you guys saw during the plinking session, I actually have holsters for these. And these are great, because it doesn't matter, regardless of the length of the barrel, they're still going to go in the gun. See this? Goes right in there. Or if we go with this one, they go in there. See? Same thing. Or even our little short one. So they all can fit in the holsters. I'll tell you the fun thing about the holsters, the way we set these holsters up, is I put clips on them. See this? So we have a little gathering, a little party. Anybody can just hook this on the edge of their pants, and then we can have a little contest, a little quick draw contest, see, you know, accuracy test, whatever. It's kind of fun, especially people that don't get to shoot air guns a lot. It's a fun little thing to do while you're entertaining. So we did prove that the variety of the barrels, the longer the barrel, a little bit more feet per second. All the accuracies were very similar, very, very close. So the main difference on these, length of barrel and the finishes, because you can get the different types of finishes. Now they also make these in a BB version, which I will review those for you at another time, because I have some BB ones as well. So these are a lot of fun, and the cool factor is way up there. You know that. The build quality on these things are incredible. I mean, like I said, I love that sound. Let's listen to that. Oh yeah, each time you cock that. And the triggers are smooth. You saw how light the triggers are. They're terrific. These guns are really, really terrific. How would I rate these? Come on, seriously. Without a doubt, this is 5 stars every day. You got the combination of the build quality. You've got the high-end cool factor. You have the fact that they were so smart that they even gave us a wrench on the handle here. They performed above what the manufacturer claimed they would, and we were shooting here on a nice 70, it was 77, 78 degree day, which was a nice, perfect day for CO2. Summertime is always the best time to be shooting CO2s, so take advantage of that right now. So yeah, definitely 5 stars on this. So I want to thank you again for tuning in. Please check out my website at www.airgundetectives.com. Occasionally I'll be liquidating some of my inventory, and I appreciate you guys that subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that little subscribe button down below. So until next time, don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the air gun. Take care.